Hey guys, so I began playing Whispering Ice live version with the Mask of the Stitch Demon. And if you don't know, Whispering Ice and the Icestorm got reworked this league along with the Firestorm, but Firestorm feels so much better than Icestorm, and I was hoping that the build will start to feel better later on, but I just started mapping and I cannot play this anymore. It feels like every time I play Whispering Ice, I get traumatized, and then I keep trying to remind myself, never play Whispering Ice, never play Whispering Ice. And then at some point, I feel like I forget about it and try again and then get traumatized again. So in this video, I want to mainly talk about Whispering Ice and Icestorm and why Icestorm rework feels like it's not enough. It just feels bad. And I'm gonna show comparison, side by side comparison, Firestorm and Icestorm. Actually, I did not see that yet, but I also want to figure out why Icestorm feels so much worse than the Firestorm. And I assume it's because the big meteor drops faster. And the main issue is not really the damage. The Icestorm, if you didn't know, kind of got buffed in damage, but it is now limited to 5 ice storms. It is also dropping fewer ices per second. So I thought that because it has slow cast speed and is only limited to 5, I'm gonna go with Unleash, get +1 extra seal. So when I cast Ice Storm with full seals, I'm gonna basically proc 5 Ice Storms, and then it's only gonna last 2 seconds unless you get skill effect duration on the passive tree, which I did not plan. And what's the point of getting skill effect duration? That doesn't really... Okay, so there are many issues. Maybe I should have started from that. First, it's super clunky. It's very slow. It does have the same cast speed as Firestorm, but it just feels so much worse. And I assume it is because the big meter is just dropping faster. It also covers more AoE and most likely one-shots all the enemies or most of the enemies, and then the Firestorm, the remaining small Firestorms just finish off single enemies that are left. But for Ice Storm, it just drops randomly. If you get more AoE, they also spread out more. And if you want to maximize the damage, you want to reduce the AoE. But if you do that, then the clear speed suffers. Now, the next thing, you're probably gonna say, why not cast wall channeling? And I'm gonna show couple recordings with cast wall channeling incinerate. It feels even worse because cast wall channeling does have a delay. So I got this level 19 cast wall channeling, and it has 0.36 second delay before it triggers the first ice storm. So you would basically add another delay on a skill with already bad delay. Like, there's nothing you can do. Whatever else you're gonna add instead of self-cast, you're just gonna increase the delay. The only kind of smooth-ish thing would be Cyclone cast while channeling Ice Storm, but you're gonna be missing a lot of damage. Now, like I said, this is a very low-level build. I literally just started mapping. I'm only level 69, almost level 70, and I'm not gonna be leveling this anymore. This is just a torture now. Another thing, like, you would say you just get more cast speed. Well, the thing is, cast speed does not affect how fast the ice storm falls from the sky. It just affects how fast you basically raise your hand. So getting more cast speed seems also like a waste because you cannot stack more than 5 ice storm. And why is it 5 ice storm? I don't know. Spell Cascade, if you use Spell Cascade, the second cast with Spell Cascade will start overwriting the first Spell Cascade, so it feels wasted. Cast wall channeling, bad. Cast on crit, don't even try. That would feel even worse than cast wall channeling. Besides, the staff doesn't really have very good base crit chance. So I thought I'm gonna go with the Unleash, and also I'm not gonna talk about the build in depth. I just wanted to make a quick video and inform you of how Ice Storm feels like now. The thing is, I don't think that single target would be bad. This is, by the way, Inquisitor. I'm going crit because I don't like stacking just one attribute, like just stacking intelligence and nothing else. It just feels like it lacks flexibility. So I went with Inquisitor, but that's not the point of this video. Another thing, if you want to be informed, the critical strike chance is rolled on cast, not on every single Icestorm and not on every single hit. So if you use Unleash, you cast it and it doesn't crit, none of it will crit. All hits will be non-crit. And that feels extremely bad if you're doing crit. It just feels so bad to play with crits with this, especially with Unleash. I don't have the cast speed node yet from Inquisitor. I was gonna be getting that, but here's another thing that I'm not sure if it works the way I think. Because when you stop, when you are stationary, you create consecrated ground. So when you stop, you create consecrated ground. And if you have this, you would also gain a 20% increased attack and cast speed while on the consecrated ground. But here's the thing, if you are running and you start casting, you don't immediately have that consecrated ground. So it may be that you only would get that cast speed after the cast, because it doesn't, like, it snapshots your cast speed the moment when you click the cast, and not when you gain extra cast speed during it's like in the middle of animation, if you understand what I mean. Because I stop because I click a cast, right? And you only get create consecrated ground after you stop. So it would go first cast and then consecrated ground and then increase cast speed. So this idea is kind of falling apart way too much. If you really want to play Whispering Ice, I would probably recommend to not go crit. Maybe go Elemental Overload. Maybe don't use Unleash. Maybe just, I don't know, get a lot of cast speed. Maybe even the Arcanist brand, which seems like a massive delay. I don't know. I don't even know what I could recommend other than Cyclone Cast while channeling. Yeah, if you're going non-crit, you would have more points to spend on getting more intelligence. Intelligence does give base damage and gives increased skill effect duration, but currently it only lasts 1.8 seconds. It only lasts 1.8 seconds right now because I don't have any skill effect duration and I am not using efficacy. If I were to use efficacy, 2.07 seconds. So not even getting a lot of duration from this, and by the time you basically need to cast more than that's another thing, you have to get so much cast speed to even reach 5 casts per second. Sorry, not 5 casts per second, 5 casts over per 2 seconds, because it only lasts, well, less than 2 seconds. So it's kind of hard to even reach that limit. By the way, it doesn't have to be linked, the stuff, just unless you're gonna be using cast while sharing, then you want the cast while sharing and the skill to be linked together. Now, quickly about the Mask of the Stitch Demon. So you're basically gonna be getting flat life per 1 flat life per 2 intelligence, and this helmet in the end would give me around 2,000, almost 1.2 thousand life, something like that. And this build would end up with like 6.2k life and around 2.5 million damage per unleash. But that doesn't matter because it just feels clunky and very unreliable. I keep getting hit. I'm trying, like, I see the enemies. Once I see the enemies, I start casting. By the time I finish casting, enemies are already hitting me. And of course, I will be getting more cast speed, so it would feel better. But the delay of those ice storms hitting enemies, it just feels so bad and so random. Sometimes if the enemies move, it feels even worse. And I did not finish about the helmet. So the helmet also, Mind Over Matter would not work well with this because intelligence provides no bonus to maximum mana. And another thing, I tested energy shield thing. So you cannot gain energy shield, but you still have energy shield, and it starts at 0. So technically you still have energy shield, and you can proc while leeching energy shield mods. So you can actually use energy leech support, and you would always be leeching because you cannot gain energy shield. And I did test that by taking this node, which does give cast speed while leeching energy shield, and it was giving me cast speed. So that just confirms that you can benefit from energy leech all the time while playing with this helmet. This unused energy shield is basically turned into life regen. Yeah, also the helmet is like over 4 exalts. So I'm gonna try to sell this helmet and start the next build, because I'm quitting this build. I don't want to torture myself, especially because I'm currently a bit sick and I don't have much energy to play such bad builds. So there you go. Next build, I kind of decided to go with the Iron Mass skeletons, and it does have some cool things, so the next video will probably be about that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.